Hello, it's China, and I'm jumping right into setting up my currently page for the month of November. I wanted to do something a little different. In addition to adding some currently prompts to the page, I wanted to make a list of self care tips or strategies for getting through the holiday season. If that sounds like something you're interested in, then stick around. I'm using the Playful Abstract sticker pack to decorate my spread today. I wanted my spread to give a calming, almost restorative vibe since I'll be putting some self care tips on this page, and I felt like the colors, the burnt orange and the blue, as well as these abstract shapes in the book, were kind of giving that to me. I don't know, it kind of reminded me of a spa. It's just something in my own head, but I really enjoyed using this sticker book. You can make your own clusters, so they give you circles, closed and empty circles, and abstract shapes, and you can make your own clusters. So it allowed me to be a little creative and create a space to write down some strategies to help me get through the holiday season. My motivation for creating this spread was just to be a little bit proactive going into the last 2 months of the year. If you're anything like me, the holidays can be a great time. You can spend time with your friends, your family, and loved ones. There's great food. Maybe there's some partying. You might be doing some traveling, but along with all of those good things, the holidays are also a time that can be a little complicated, and feelings can come up, feelings of grief, feelings of being alone, feelings of sadness. And I know for me, I am pretty introverted. So by the time that I finish going to work parties and family parties and Friendsgiving and Black Friday shopping and holiday shopping, I come out on the other end of the holiday season feeling fulfilled, but also feeling extremely drained and a little bit burnt out. So I felt like if I kind of got ahead of the game a little bit and just had some strategies in mind that I can look back on and be very intentional about looking at them and practicing them, that maybe I can come out and go into the new year feeling more refreshed than burned out. So I'm starting to put some boxes down. This is where I'm going to put my self care tips. And I already put down two currently prompts, loving and doing. And I kind of felt like those were good prompts to capture what I'm currently doing or loving at the time. Um, I do enjoy looking back at my currently pages and kind of seeing a snapshot of my month. So I still wanted to have that on the page, but I did want to leave room for other things as well. And I just did a little Google search to find holiday specific self care tips, and that's where I'll be getting the information from today. So, if anyone is also interested in how to show up for themselves, how to slow down during the holidays, I'll leave some of that information in the description below. I just went through and I picked things that were applicable to my life and stressors that I deal with, but everyone's different and everyone handles the holiday seasons in different ways. So I highly encourage you to find some ways to, make the best of the season. So, in full transparency, I almost didn't upload this video because I had a little bit of a disaster at the end. I was writing down my tips in these boxes and I wrote all of them down, but the pen that I used smeared all over the place. So I had to go through each of the boxes and white out what was written there. So when we get to the part where I share my tips that I'll be using for this season, you'll see that all the boxes have white out. But I decided to post anyway because that's what planning is. Every spread isn't perfect. Sometimes your pen smears, sometimes you pick up stickers and the pages rip, and this is just the life of a planner person, and I wanted to show what it really looks like to plan. Everything doesn't end up perfect. So here's the video, here's the imperfections. Thank you for sticking in there with me while I still try to get my YouTube life together. All right, so we've got our last box down finally. Let's fill out this spread. The first tip that I found that really resonated with me was learning to say no. This has been a challenge for me most of my life, whether it's the holiday season or not. I have a hard time telling people no, and it becomes especially harder during the holiday seasons. I want to do all the things with all the people, but it's just impossible and it leads me to feeling burned out. So I really want to work on this season being able to say no, prioritizing things, and making sure that I can show up 100% for the people in my life. The second tip is to plan activities that you enjoy. I find that I oftentimes get really caught up in what other people want to do, especially when it comes to my family. I love them so much, and sometimes I end up doing things that, I necessarily don't want to do, but my mom wants to, my dad wants to, and I enjoy doing those things. But it's also really nice to make sure that you come out of this holiday season making sure that you have done at least one activity that you enjoy. It could be a craft, a small trip, watching a movie that you like. Just make sure that you carve out some time for the things that you enjoy. The third tip is kind of related, but it's scheduling alone and downtime. And this can help prevent burnout as we're running around and buying gifts and traveling and cooking, or you know, things just get really busy and hectic. And just as good as it is to schedule activities that you enjoy, you also want to schedule some time to take a breather. So you can see here the same thing happened again with a different pen where the pen smeared. So I just am going to take that box off and replace it with another one and just write schedule alone time again in that box. And I'm going through my calendar actually right now and blocking out a few days where I'm just going to rest and not do anything. The fourth tip is to get sunshine, and that is so important for me in the winter time. I find that when I leave for work, it's dark outside, and when I come home from work, it's also dark outside, and the amount of sunshine I get definitely impacts my mood. So I've been trying to take, even if it's just 5 minutes on my lunch break, to get some sunshine. And then related to that is also making sure that you get enough sleep. I often find that when I'm feeling frustrated or grumpy, I just really need to prioritize sleep and also sometimes just hydrate. Sometimes I just need a nap and a glass of water, and some things get a little better. The next tip is to create space for difficult feelings. And I know the holidays are a very difficult time for people, myself included, and it definitely helps to make space for journaling, meditating, however you get those feelings out. You might want to just schedule a little bit of time to make space for those feelings. And lastly, don't hesitate to ask for help. You don't have to do everything by yourself. You can delegate tasks to other people, and asking for help is a way to prevent burnout and take the load off. So, these are some tips that I'm going to be trying to help me get through the next 2 months of the year. I hope that these can be helpful, and I will see you in my next one.